Hello beautiful ones, welcome to this first ever tutorial, and this one is on my favorite, Locust Pose or Śalabhāsana. So we're going to talk about first what it is, second and most importantly why it is so valuable to include Locust Pose in our yoga practice. And thirdly, how we can practice Locust Pose in a way that is safe and also just really beneficial for our body. So firstly then, what is Locust Pose? Well, it is a prone, meaning lying face down, back bend. And it's really not very glamorous. It's not very flashy. It doesn't give us that lovely, big, satisfying feeling of lift that we might get in Cobra Pose, Bridge Pose, Bow Pose. It's actually a really humbling pose. And maybe you agree with me on that. Okay, so here is what makes Locust Pose so special. We are in Locust Pose lifting against gravity without pushing or using the leverage of our limbs, our arms, our hands, our legs, our feet, or relying on our flexibility. It's actually really subtle, but it builds immense strength. Which brings me to the second point. Why would we practice Locust Pose? Especially because it's kind of hard work. It's not very glamorous. Doesn't give us that same uplifting feeling that we might get from deeper back bends. And the reason is that it is just an amazing strengthener for the back body. And what do I mean by the back body? I mean your hamstrings, the muscles in the back of your thigh, your glutes, your external rotators, your paraspinals, which are the muscles that run up alongside the spine, and also the muscles that stabilize the shoulder blades. So there's a lot of strengthening happening there when we practice Locust Pose. And many of these muscles get weak because we spend prolonged periods of time sitting, myself included. We sit to travel, we sit to work. So that's why it's really lovely to incorporate a pose like Locust Pose, which overtly strengthens the back body to counter some of the effects of sitting. Okay, so let's break it down and talk about how to practice Locust Pose in a way that's safe and really beneficial for your body. So we'll start with the legs. It's totally okay to practice Locust Pose with the legs hip-width distance apart. You're still getting that quality of strengthening through the back body. But even better, if you can, draw the inner thighs and the inseams of the feet towards one another. This is adduction, drawing the legs in toward one another. And it's going to really engage and activate the glutes and the outer hips, which is an area that we really want to strengthen, especially from prolonged sitting. Okay, so that's the legs. Now let's talk about the arms. So as you come into Locust Pose, we want to draw the shoulders down the back and create this sense of lifting the shoulders up onto the back toward one another. And then instead of lifting the arms with the palms facing inward or the palms facing upward, we rotate the arm so the palm faces down. And this really engages the external shoulder rotator muscle, which provides us with lots of lovely shoulder stability. And if you're looking for a little bit of extra opening through the front of the chest and the shoulders, then you might choose to interlace the hands behind the back and reach the knuckles back. So I'll just finish up by speaking briefly about sensitivity in the lower back. So if you are someone that experiences lower back sensitivity or challenges, Locust Pose is one of the best back bends that you can practice in your yoga practice. Why? Because it is a relatively low range of motion back bend while building strength gently in the muscles that support the lower back without compressing your spine too much. Yay! And here is a really helpful tip if you are experiencing lower back sensitivity and practicing Locust Pose. So as you lift into Locust Pose, there's this sense of feeling as though the lower back, or rather the top rim of the buttock, is lengthening towards the heels. And as you lift into Locust Pose, rather than thinking about lifting up high, see if you can emphasize a sense of length. So the body is long and strong as you lengthen forward through the crown of the head and reach back through the toes and the fingertips. So Locust Pose may not be a crowd pleaser, and I can tell you that over the last 8 years that I've been teaching, it can sometimes be a really hard sell, but it is one of the most practical, strengthening, healing back bends that we have in yoga. Thanks, beautiful ones. I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to offering some more of these tutorials for you soon.